Hi everyone, this is Lanissa Hayes. You may know me as Makers Avenue from Instagram, and I'm coming to you with my prompt for today is the word spark. Now, lately, I honestly didn't really know what to do when I was first chose this prompt. I've been very busy with my job, and so it hasn't always allowed me to create like I've been accustomed to in the past. But I still love to create when I can. So to really go with this prompt, I felt like I needed to just embrace not getting overwhelmed or stuck in my head and to stick with the old reliables. And one of the first things that helps me to spark creativity or any kind of idea is to do things that use materials I love and do things that I like. And for me, I had this vellum page in my journal. One thing that I always love with vellum is using a white pencil or a white marker to draw or write words on. And I just really love that layered effect. So as you can see, I'm writing the word spark and I'm also doodling it. And I'm using pens, markers, china markers, these silver brush pens to add a little sparkle because I love sparkle and that always just increases my imagination. Now I already know that I will most likely be covering most of this page, but I don't try to, I don't try to treat things too precious because that will often get my mind a little bit too overwhelmed. So I'm just writing words to encourage me. And now for the layering process. I'm the kind of artist that I love to layer my journals and layering different types of paper. And I created another process video. Again, I to really spark imagination, especially when I don't know what to do, is just to use supplies that I either love or that I've forgotten that I kind of had and not, try to get too overwhelmed with it. So I know sometimes we get anxious about just making a mess in our journals. So sometimes the best idea is to take pieces of paper outside of your journals and just make a mess and play with different supplies that you have. And that's what I did with a bunch of these papers. Use colors that I love, but different materials, don't really have a plan, and just play. And that gave me new ideas. And so I'm using a variety of materials here, and I'm just layering that as well as some scrapbook paper. But on this particular sheet of newsprint, which I love the color, it's like very toned and neutral. It's not too creamy. Is I don't really like creamy color pages too much, so it's more of a cool gray. And I'm taking this little quote from a book I found in Target, which was ironically about the word play, and I felt it was very fitting to the prompt. So I'm just stapling in other pieces of paper. That one is wax paper, and you can't really glue wax paper, so I'm stapling it in. And there's just already a lot of layers to this page. And again, not thinking too much about it, but now, one other way that I like to keep my creativity spark is the use of stickers. And right now, I'm really enjoying stickers. I created this little kind of like sticker tracker book, like a 4x6, where all I did was take a card and then folded some large sticker sheets where I, kept from old sticker packs and folded those papers together. On the back side, I would put pockets and just a handful of die cuts along some stickers and post-it notes. And I just use these up first and until I use them up. And that way, because I know most of us have a stash that is really big. And I do it this way so I won't get overwhelmed by all the supplies that I have. And since I don't have that much time to create as much, it keeps me from looking all over the place. Lastly, the last thing I like to do to kind of spark creativity is just to use things that are right in front of my vicinity or right in front of my eyes. So on my desk, I just have random scraps from past projects that I'm just trying to use up. I don't want to think too much about it. And so like these little things, especially stickers right now, I have been in a sticker mood. They really bring out the child like quality. They bring out that playfulness. Of course, you don't have to use stickers in your journal. You can use whatever sparks your creativity. Right now for me, it's using a lot of stickers. I've kind of been going wild with it, but I enjoy it. I and you know. So I kind of been stickering everything. And but I still want to keep it with the mixed media element. So that's why I'm glad I'm using these different papers. So here I am just adding more layers of wax papers and um, pieces from other collage sheets. And what I did with some of these is that I just took a glue stick and used the glue stick to kind of just put embossing powders and just heat it up. And now you see me going in with some different color inks, brown and gray and beige, just to add contrast because this page was a little bit too light for me. So I like that contrast. I like that um, depth to it. And I'm just adding it in places where I feel like it needs it so that the colors could stand out a little bit more and that things don't get lost in the page. And so there are so many elements to these pages that I use, but I was just having fun. Again, not getting overwhelmed, kind of using what I had. Some things were my favorite supplies. Some things were things I forgot I had. Had found these little paint daubers in the children's section, and then I was using some inks and some wax seals that I had created. And here you see a closer look of the quote. It says, "Imagine that there's a little battery in you." And so it felt incomplete. So now I'm adding the words saying, "Now ignite it." And that's what, to me, sparking your creativity means. Like, there will be times, especially me this year, where you don't have the time or you don't always have the energy, but I feel like I still create anyway. Sometimes I have to go in and spark it, ignite that passion anyway, despite the odds. And, just take time for yourself to create